Namaste, welcome to your yoga practice. My name is Sierra, and today we're going to be honoring the fall equinox with a yoga sequence that helps us tap into the energies of this astrological time. So, the fall equinox is the time when day and night are in perfect balance astrologically. It's the time of year where the leaves start to change, the weather starts to turn cooler, and traditionally this was one of the first harvest festivals of the year. So energetically, this is a wonderful time for reflection. It's a great time for gratitude and just taking a moment to really congratulate ourselves on all the things we've accomplished this year, whether those are tangible things like goals and jobs, or more energetic things like spiritual and emotional shifts. So we'll talk a little bit more about how to tap into this energy specifically as we move through our sequence. But for now, just get yourself set up in a comfortable seated position. You don't need any props, just a yoga mat or a blanket if you don't have that. And we'll get started seated together. So we'll start here together with a pranayama or breathing practice called Nadi Shodhana. For Nadi Shodhana, it's all about bringing balance to the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And that can translate into the masculine and feminine energies of the body as well. So it has this dual energy that's really prominent at the fall equinox as well. So you're going to get started in your seated pose. Take a moment here to close your eyes and just relax into your seat. Soften your shoulders down your back. Relax the back of your neck, drawing your chin slightly down and in. Before we do any breathing practices, just take a moment to settle into your natural breathing rhythm. Take a moment to bring softness into the face and into your body. Just give yourself a moment to arrive in your space today. Let's take one more big, full, deep breath in. And let it go. Wonderful. So for our Nadi Shodhana here, take your right hand, bring your pointer finger and your middle finger in towards your palm. We're going to use your thumb and your ring finger. So to start here, we'll close off the right nostril with your thumb, and you'll just take a deep inhale through your left nostril. Then using your ring finger, close off your left nostril and exhale through your right. You'll then inhale through your right, close it off and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close it off and exhale through the right. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. And take 5 more rounds here on both sides at your own pace. Remembering to stay nice and soft. Good. Finish off your last round here. Release your right hand back down to your knee. Take a few natural breaths. And even if the difference is super subtle or maybe you don't feel anything at all here, that's also totally fine. Just take a moment and notice whatever it is you're feeling in your body and in your mind. Wonderful. Let's bring our hands together, heart center, Anjali Mudra. If you'd like, you can set an intention for yourself and your practice here in this moment. Release your hands softly down. You can open up your eyes and let's make our way to a child's pose, please. So take your knees as wide as your mat, draw your big toes together and extend the arms up overhead as you relax the forehead, the palms and the elbows down onto the mat. Now for today's practice, we're taking a little bit of a blend between yin yoga and vinyasa, as our fall equinox is sort of this transitional point between the summer and autumn. So we'll just take a few moments in this restful yin posture as we begin. Feel your hips settle down onto your heels. You feel an extension through the side body. And feel a softening across the back and the shoulders. Use an inhale breath to gently lift up through the gaze and lift up off of the elbows. Staying in your child's pose legs, just walk your hands over off the left edge of your mat, taking an extended side angle stretch here in your child's pose. So feel yourself reach out through the right side body, and then you can relax back down onto the elbows and the forehead. And inhale once again, lift up onto the fingertips, lift the gaze, come back through center. And then we'll take the same position, but on the right side this time. So walk your hands over off the right edge of your mat, extending now into the left side body and relaxing down when you're ready. All the while here, we're just deepening into the breath. Maybe still inviting the mind and the chatter to arrive in this moment with us. And inhale, gently lift. Exhale, come back through center. Take your next inhale to lift up out of your hips. We'll meet in tabletop pose here, finding a few rounds of cat and cow just to wake up the spine. So find a neutral back. Bring your palms and your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, gazing down at the mat. As you inhale, dip the belly down towards the ground and lift your heart, lift your tailbone. We'll exhale, press into the palms, round the back body, puffing it up like a cat. And inhale, drop the belly back down, lift the gaze, lift the tail. Good. Exhale, round the body, adding in any other wiggles and stretches you'd like here. Inhale, belly drops, heart lifts up. Take 2 more rounds just like that with your breath, really letting your breath guide your movement here. Moving nice and slow. Allowing yourself to feel the movement across every vertebra of the spine. Wonderful, and we'll meet back in a neutral spine here when you're ready. Gazing back down in between your thumbs. Let's inhale and extend the left leg out long behind you. Keep your toes on the mat for now. Just reach back and out through the heel. Maybe you feel a nice good stretch there in the hamstring in the back of the leg. As you're ready, we'll inhale and slightly lift the left toes up off of the mat. Not too much. We want to keep the hips squared down towards the ground. We'll bring some weights into your left hand. And as you're ready, inhale, reach the right arm forward. Thumb is up towards the sky, fingertips pressing forward. Finding a spinal balance here. Soften the back of your neck and your shoulders as you reach out through fingertips and your back heel. Take 2 big breaths here, drawing strength into your core, bringing softness to the face. Then release the right hand back down and draw the left knee back underneath you. Take another round of cat and cow to release. Big inhale, open up the heart forward. And exhale, puff up the back body. We'll come back, neutral spine. And extend the right leg out behind you. Toes on the mat, press out through the heel. If at any point here your wrists begin to bother you, you can take what we call fists for wrists. So bringing your knuckles down onto the mat and straightening out the wrist joint like so. And just take 1 more breath into the back of the right leg here. And as you're ready, engage the low belly. Inhale, lift the right toes up off the mat. Again, not too much. Keeping the hips squared down, flexing your foot so your toes point down. Inhale, extend the left arm forward, bringing weight into the right hand. Relax the back of your neck. 2 big, strong breaths here. You got it, 1 more. And release the left hands. And release the right knee. 1 more cat and cow. Big inhale, heart opens, belly drops. Exhale, send your heart up towards the sky. Good. Come to neutral spine here. Walk your hands forward a pace. Tuck your toes behind you. We'll come into our first downward facing dog. So lift the knees up and back. Reach the hips up towards the sky. If you'd like to take a few moments of movement here in your downward facing dog, maybe bicycle pedaling into the knees. Gently letting the hips sway side to side. And bringing some movement, bringing some space into your body. Take 1 more breath. Good. Come to stillness in your dog if you're not there already. Press into the palms really strong and inhale, lift your left leg up, back behind you, 3-limb dog. Reach out through your toes and extend all the way through your leg. As you exhale, we'll bend the knee, step forward for a low lunge, bringing your left foot between your hands, lower down onto your back knee. Tent your fingertips so you can lift your heart forward towards the front of your mat. And as you're ready, inhale, press down into your left foot and reach both hands up towards the ceiling, lifting the chest. Good, take a big breath here. Sinking down into the hips as much as it feels okay for you here. Softening the shoulders away from your ears. Good, extend through all 10 fingertips, maybe look up if it feels okay in the neck. And we'll exhale, bring the right hand down by your side as you reach the left fingertips slightly up and over. If you can get those right fingertips on the ground, that's great. If not, that's okay. Maybe you can bring a block or something to support you underneath you, but it's not necessary. Good, and take 2 big breaths here. Really leaning into the depth of this side stretch that feels good to you. And we'll inhale, slowly come up through center. Use your core, use your thighs to help keep you stable. And exhale, bring both hands down to frame your front foot. We'll come back to runner's stretch from here, so let your hips shift towards the back of your mat as you straighten the left leg, eventually lifting the left toes up off of the mat. So you want to draw your left hip back in space as you extend the heart forward and eventually soften your forehead in towards your knee, relaxing the back of your neck. We'll take 3 big full breaths here. Noticing if your attention has started to drift. And if so, just gently guide it back to your breath. And inhale, lift your gaze, looking towards your left foot, and exhale, bend back into the knee, coming back to your lunge. Plant both hands to frame your front foot. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. Take a big, full, deep breath here, in through the nose, and out through the nose. Good. For the second side, press into your palms. Inhale, lift the right leg up, nice and high behind you. 3-limb dog. Reach out through your toes. And exhale, bend your knee, step forward, low lunge. Again, lower down onto the back knee, untuck your toes. Keep your fingertips tented and dip down into the hips as much as it feels okay. As you're ready, hug the thighs towards one another and inhale, lift both hands up towards the sky, sinking down low into your hips. If at any point this feels like too much of a stretch in those front hip flexors, just press into the right foot and back up just a little bit. We want to find the depth that's supportive in our body, not pressing or pushing ourselves too hard. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, side body stretch, second side. Left hand comes down to the floor or a block. And right arm gently reaches up and over. Take 2 big full breaths here. And come back up through center, nice and steady. Exhale, both hands, frame your front foot, runner's stretch. As you exhale, let the hips come back, straighten the right leg and lift your toes up. Take a breath, right hip draws back, heart reaches forward, and exhale, soften the forehead down and in towards your knee. Find your breath and find some stillness here. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, come back, low lunge, bending into the right knee. Palms come to the front of your mat, tuck your back toes. This time we're going to step forward to a forward fold, lifting the left knee off the mat and stepping left foot forward to meet the right. Bend gently into the knees, relax all the way through the crown of your head and the back body. Good. Take a full deep breath in through your nose here and out through your nose. Good. We'll reverse swan dive. Take a gentle bend into the knees. Inhale, draw your arms out to the sides, making a big circle, and inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center, Anjali Mudra. Wonderful. Now we'll take one sun salute here together just to warm up the body. And energetically, this is a really great time to honor the sun, because after the fall equinox, the sun starts to get lower in the sky and the days eventually become shorter than the night. So this is a wonderful time to pay homage to the solar energy, both in the universe and within ourselves. That fire, that passion, that drive, right? Giving honor to it and then allowing it some time to rest over the winter. So come to stand at the front of your mat here. Bring your feet underneath your hips. Take a soft bend into the knees. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. We'll inhale, draw the hands up nice and high towards the sky, and exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands through heart center. Inhale, we'll take a halfway lift. Draw your hands onto your shins. Make a nice flat back. And exhale, bring hands to the mat, step back to a plank pose. Now take an inhale breath in your plank. Really press the ground away from you and reach the low belly up and in. As you're ready, exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Keep your elbows tight. And inhale, open up, baby cobra pose. Lift the heart, shoulders draw away from the ears. And exhale, tuck your toes, press yourself up and back, find downward facing dog. And we'll take 3 deep full breaths here. Let's inhale, look forward towards your hands, and exhale, step both feet forward to a forward fold. We'll halfway lift, deep inhale, breath, and exhale, fold back in. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive, draw your arms out to the sides, up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll take one more just like that. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale, plank pose. Take an inhale breath here, nice and strong. And exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra, maybe upward facing dog if that's in your practice. And exhale, downward facing dog. And again, 3 big breaths here. If you'd like to say a gentle prayer or a thank you to the sun, a thank you to Mother Earth for nourishing us all year long. And inhale, look forward towards your hands. And exhale, step forward, forward fold. Halfway lift on your inhale breath. And exhale, release. Slight bend in the knees, reverse swan dive, stand all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Take just one big full breath here to let that movement integrate into the body. Beautiful. You can release your hands, open up your eyes. So now let's just step right back to a lunge pose. Step your left foot back in space. Right foot is forward. We're going to come into pigeon pose here. So you'll lower down onto your left knee, untuck your toes, and then walk your foot over to the left edge of your mat so you can release the right knee down. You might need to back up, settling your hips down a little bit more if you're a bit more flexible today, but always finding the version of the pose that suits you best. So we'll stay lifted here for just a breath or two, allowing the hips to settle in. And then if it's in your practice, you can lower down onto your elbows or your forearms. Or maybe you have a block or a bolster that you'd like to use for support here. So now this is the time when we transition into our softer yin practice. And energetically, this marks the time, the days right after the fall equinox, when we slowly start to shift. And we start to feel that chill in the air, when the leaves on the trees are starting to blaze in a glory of reds and oranges and yellows. And we feel that Mother Earth is starting to turn her energy inwards, bringing rest to the universe so that we can come forward again in the spring with new vigor and new life. So starting to channel some of that energy of rest here as you breathe into the hips. Maybe soften the jaw, soften the forehead. Taking 4 more deep, full breaths. Good. If you were folded down, start to lift yourself up nice and slow. Bring your hands underneath you. We'll release in a downward facing dog. So tuck your back toes. You can step back through a tabletop if you like. As you're ready, lift the knees, lift your hips. Giving the knee joint just a little bit of space here. Then as you're ready, we'll draw the left knee forward, taking your ankle to the right, finding pigeon pose on the second side. Again, take just a few moments here to stay lifted up through the hips, lifted up through the shoulders. You can allow yourself to settle into the depth that best works for you here. We remind ourselves in our yoga practice that it's never about pushing ourselves into a specific posture, but rather just letting the shape work its magic. So if you're lowering down, feel free to come down onto the elbows or your forearms, maybe your bolster, blanket, and allow yourself to soften here. And inhale, start to slowly lift yourself up. Again, walking hands back underneath you. You can release to one last downward facing dog here. And then lowering down onto the knees. Cross over your ankles. Come back to sit with your legs out in front of you so you can just lie back nice and easy. So lying on your back, bring your knees in towards your chest. And just take a moment here. Give yourself a nice big hug, massaging the low back onto the mat. Entering our phase of full rest here in our practice. Taking just one more pose before Shavasana. So for shoelace pose here, you'll cross the left thigh and the left knee completely on top of the right. So your knees should be close to stacked. If they're not perfect, that's okay. But it's not a figure four here. Your thighs are lying on top of one another. So you can take your interlaced hands and bring just a gentle weight and pressure to the knees if you like. Or if you have the space, you can reach around and grab for opposite ankles. Wherever you are here, just allow the legs to grow heavy. Feeling that little bit of compression in the hips. Maybe allowing your breath to deepen even more. Nourishing your body with every inhale and every exhale. Now gently begin to uncross your knees, taking a supine child's pose, letting your knees open up as wide as the mat, and taking just a subtle rock side to side here. Again, bringing your focus back to your breath. Just allowing yourself these final few moments to really settle into this rest. As you're ready, we'll cross the right thigh and the right knee on top of the left this time. Stacking knees, letting the hands rest where it feels best. And settling into your stillness here. So as we move towards the fall and eventually the winter, it's a wonderful, energetic time to reflect on what we can do to better nourish ourselves. The summer is usually a time of doing, of accomplishment. And now as we move towards the fall and the winter, it's less about how much we can do and more about what we can do to better take care of ourselves. What we can do to prioritize our well-being rather than our accomplishments. So maybe just reflecting for these final few breaths in this posture about what you can do to better nourish yourself this week. Gently uncross the legs. Again, draw the knees in towards the chest, opening up as wide as the mat. Take a gentle rock side to side. And then as you're ready, extend both legs out long. Taking your feet as wide as the mat. Let the toes turn out to the sides. And let your hands rest down by your hips. Opening up the palms to the sky in this sign of openness and release. And just take these final few moments here with your breath to fully relax. start to slowly deepen into your breath here. Taking your time to bring gentle and soft movements into your toes and your fingers. Allow yourself to easily roll over to one side. Drawing your knees in towards your chest. Keeping your eyes closed, allow yourself to press softly up. Coming back to that seated position, ending right as we began. As the cycle completes and restarts, just as the cycles of Mother Nature, just like the cycles of the moon, these innate sacred cycles are a part of who we are as divine beings. So let's end with the hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, honoring our intention, honoring our practice, and honoring this sacred time that we get to share together. I thank you so much for your practice today and for sharing it with me. Namaste.